Well, I'm on the farm today. It's a beautiful day. I believe today is Saturday, August the 13th. It is. The hardy bush hog. I have said all year, spring and summer, that the creek looks August dry. And it is August dry here on the 13th. We need some rain bad. So I got the Farmall 350 out, and I think we'll do an August hay update. There's a Model 50 Massey. Getting a little smoke off the Farmall. I believe it's running a little rich. Could be that it needs an engine rebuild, but that's okay. Everybody that sees the smoke says it's a little rich, so I guess it is. But we're going to motor out here to our west field and just trying to take a gander at it. We've been kind of busy and kind of not so busy here after first cutting. You know, of course, I talked a lot about our family reunion. We had a great reunion. And so now we're just kind of getting ourselves in position here to start thinking about, you know, doing a second cutting of hay. And I thought I'd drive out into this west field a little bit. The growth on the hay is pathetic. Aside from no fertilizer, we just haven't had rain. There's the 1105 Massey and my Vermeer rake tedder. So our second cutting is going to be pretty thin, and I really haven't been down into my low ground over here, but we'll go down in there. One thing, I've sprayed these fields, and I'm not sure how effective the spray was. I thought I was going to knock out some Carolina horse nettle. I think it's stunted. I don't know that I've killed it, but it might take a little while for that to happen. And I was also going after some other weeds too. This field doesn't, this used to be a pretty good field for me, but it's kind of descended into, I mean, it's okay mixed grass hay, but we're going to overseed with Timothy here this fall. This is my low ground. There's a lot of stems in here. This is, some people call it purple top, red top, purple top, grease grass, and for some reason I got some serious foxtail right over there. But this is a little more shaded, so probably be able to get some actually, we'll probably get some decent second cutting off this field, and I'm hoping to cut when we get. I'm hoping to cut when we get up around Labor Day. That would be mighty fine. This doesn't look too bad, but it could be better. And the lack of fertilizer is definitely showing. But I'm not sure how much good that would have done given the lack of rain we got. It's so dry. It's so dry. This tractor's got a snappy governor. Watch when I come up this little hill. All right, let me come back. Some of the wilted stuff in this little patch here, this will be Probably be goat hay. Our east field is doing okay, but again, the growth is right stunted. It's a pretty clean field. There's a few weeds, a little bit of Carolina horse nettle in it. That's what I call it, horse nettle, Carolina horse nettle. I think we'll get a few bales off it. Again, we haven't fertilized, and we're not going to, and we may not fertilize in 2023. It all depends. And but we're definitely going to get some. We're definitely going to get some second cutting out of here, and this will probably be a pretty decent cut. I'm thinking about cutting it with my sickle mower and taking it to the ground. Typically, I don't do that. But I'm planning on overseeding some Timothy going into the fall. So I feel like it'd be less competition and more seed contact if I can kind of clear the undergrowth, if you will. So I may or may not cut that with the sickle mower. It all depends. It takes a long time with a 7-foot sickle mower to cut this field, and I can zip right through it with my chrome, no problem. But we still got a few weeks to go, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain. So I'm over here at my barn, and I'm gonna park this tractor, and then I'll come right back. So I pulled this tractor over here. I've been working on it, and I'll show you here in just a second. Let me climb off this horse. So I've talked in a bunch of videos over the summer and spring. You know, I had a flat tire, and it was on this side of the tractor, and but what I did, and I've got another video that'll be out on this. In fact, I've got videos from first cutting all the way up to the present that I haven't put out, and you know, I'll get to them at some point. But one of the videos that I'll get out here, hopefully sooner than later, is fixing this tire. And not only did I fix the tire, I moved them. I moved the tire that was over here kind of out like that and over to here, and the vice versa. And what that did is it dished in the tires. They were sticking out so wide. I guess the biggest comments I got on this tractor was how wide those front wheels are, and they're not in as far as they can go. And I'm gonna try it like this, but we'll see how I like it, and then I may bring them in. It's a little more involved to bring them in, because I got to get them over on the inside of this rim, and that's a little more effort than I wanted to put into it here as we get ready for second cutting. So I've moved some equipment around. I got my John Deere hooked up to the 348 square baler, and I've got this part of the barn cleared out, and I'll be moving this round baler out of here as we get started into cutting hay, so we can bring our kicker wagons in here. And as you can see, I've sold a little bit of hay. I'm sitting on it pretty tight. I'm actually turning away customers in favor of repeat customers, and so we've sold a fair amount of hay in here, and this is some pretty good stuff. It looks all bleached right in here, but if I peel it open, it's actually, well, let me do this. See what the back side of that thing looks like. It probably looks like You can see some of the green in here where the sun hadn't got to it, but it's actually pretty decent hay. Take my word for it. So got some repeat customers that are coming, and so we're sitting on the hay. We're kind of hoping they'll clear it out, and then we'll have our second cutting in here, which will be really not a lot of it won't be a lot of hay, and then I've sold hay off my wagons. This spot right in here we sold hay off of, and I've sold some hay out of the back of that corner, but I've also sold a fair amount of hay just right off my wagons. So what you see right in here is a bumper crop of purple top, and I think there's some teff grass in there too, teef grass, and I had hoped to cut this on Wednesday and have it dry Thursday, Friday, and bale it today, but we had rain, thunderstorms on Wednesday and Thursday, and I just didn't, and I think there was some rain up here on Friday morning while I was at work. I just didn't think I could get it dry, especially with those stems, and so I just passed, and we'll try it again, maybe even over Memorial Day. Right now it looks like thunderstorms as far as the eye can see, and the thing about it is they only dump just a little bit of precipitation, and what we need is a soaking rain, a 2 or 3 day soaking rain event. But nonetheless, we are going to cut all of this for cow and goat hay, and try to glean a little bit of revenue. And I'll walk over in here a little bit. And you can see, I mean, it's not a very clean field, but I've cut worse and baled it and sold it. And when some people say, well, you sell that trashy hay, that you get a reputation. Well, when I sell that trashy hay, it's marked down in price, and people know exactly what they're getting. I'm not going to peddle hay that's not very good as premium, horse quality hay. This is not bad because I cut it after the first cutting. The first cutting kind of cleaned it up pretty good. It's not too bad, but so like I said, I got the round baler. I got to move it out so we can just make a straight shot through this barn with our kicker wagons, and got the 348 baler here on my John Deere. I don't have it hooked up except at the drawbar, and basically it was parked back over in that area, if you recall, and I needed to move it so we could get trucks backed in here to load hay. So hay is really tight. I mean, there's hay out there on Craigslist and Marketplace, but the price is high, and the prices that I do see that are somewhat low, I'm not sure the individuals selling it are aware of the situation. Certainly there's a little more money to be made on hay, but what happens a lot of times with hay is the sellers get it in their barn, and they put an ad on Craigslist, or they put a bulletin board, stick a note on a bulletin board with their phone number, and what happens is they get panicky after about 2 weeks or a month that nobody's had bid on buying their hay, so they start marking the price down, and the next thing you know, you'll see hay sometimes $3 a bale. And so what happens is people buy that stuff up, and then there's no more of that hay, and as we move into the winter, prices tend to climb. This year they're going to be pretty high. We've already got for us record prices for first cutting hay, and I don't know what's going to happen with fertilizer prices. I know that gas is coming down. Fertilizer should follow that. It just remains to be seen. And but you know, our yields are way down, and I think everybody else's is too. And second cutting across the board is going to be pretty thin. I think it's going to be thin for everybody. So I've been turning away customers, as I said, in favor of repeat customers. And my advice to every one of these people is get hay while you can. And then I had one customer that they were kind of down on their list a little bit, and they couldn't find anything, and they needed a little bit just to bridge the gap for about a month. So I sold them a little bit of hay, and but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have any trouble selling out. And the funny thing about the hay business is it's kind of slow right now. Even though I'm turning away customers, historically it's pretty slow here in August, because there's in the past there's always been a lot of hay, and but a lot of people aren't even thinking about buying hay. They're enjoying their vacations and trying to get back in the groove with their kids in school and whatnot. But what happens typically is the weather turns cold. The inquiries will pick up, and then it'll snow. We'll get a really hard frost, and then we might get some snow flurries. The ground may turn white. There might be an inch of snow, and when that happens, typically it's full panic, and you can sell a lot of hay from mid-October and on into January. But we just don't have all that much hay to sell, but that's okay. Next over the winter, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got kicker wagons to build, and we got to get this round baler into service. We'll start monkeying with that thing over the winter, and hopefully come spring next year, we'll be able to spin up a round bale. But right now I'm just not ready to put this thing in the field I'm not ready to cut a field and put this baler on it right now, but we will, and most of that will be over the hill that you've seen me cut, and it'll be cow and goat hay. I'm not going to do a whole lot of horse quality hay, because the price you get for a round bale in these parts is pretty pathetic. So that's kind of the video, and sort of the calm before the storm, if you will. We got second cutting to do, and we'll be cutting everything, and some of it's going to be some really, really nice horse quality hay, and some of it will be cow and goat hay. But that's okay. A bale of hay is money in the bank one way or the other, and so I'm glad to have the Farmall 350 fixed. As I mentioned, there'll be a video on that coming out, and I got a lot of other videos in the can I need to turn loose. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and we'll talk to you later.